Bryan, and you're watching The Connie Bryan Show. You know, here in Sacramento, the capital of California where we broadcast from, we're dealing with a serious epidemic of homelessness, not unlike many other cities across the nation and in our broadcast network. And it's become crystal clear that the solution we need to create safe zones for the homeless where they can be allowed to live and receive the help and services they need. And it's going to cost money. It's time we spent the money and create these safe zones and help these people. Homeless have it bad enough just with their basic life challenges every day of wondering where they're going to be able to sleep each night, whether they're going to get rousted by the police or arrested, whether they're going to get attacked in the middle of the night, where their next meal is going to come from. They have it bad enough with these basic life challenges without having to deal with a growing trend of selfish people in our community going around harassing them, denigrating them, saying hateful things about them and calling them undesirable. So, at the top of the program tonight, at the start of the show, I would like to shine a spotlight on a couple of these individuals, a couple of examples of who I'm talking about. Like this lady from Land Park, a community in Sacramento, who's created a popular Facebook page now called Land Park Society, on which she brags about going around with her cell phone, taking video of vulnerable homeless people, then posting it online and snitching them out to the police. She was recently quoted in the Sacramento Bee saying, "It's the worst I've ever seen it. And it's not up to us to provide solutions for these people." Actually, no, it is up to us. Yeah, it is up to those of us who have means to help those who have nothing. Have you ever heard of the golden rule? How about love thy neighbor as thyself? Because like it or not, these people, down and out as they may be, are our neighbors just as much as your golf, tennis, and bridge playing Land Park Society bitches, all right? And as far as the worst we've ever seen it in our community, that's really more reflected from you, lady, okay? The problem is, though, unfortunately, the worst gets worse. Because then there's Mr. Shane Curry, the president of the North Sacramento Chamber of Commerce, who came unglued when he found out our local city leaders are moving forward with plans to build a homeless shelter on the north side. And he, too, was quoted in the Sacramento Bee proudly saying, "Well, then they might as well start building nuclear waste sites around here." Comparing the homeless to nuclear waste. Can you believe this? And he goes even further in the article saying it's not like they're going to become contributing productive citizens, which is just total horse shit. Homeless people, whenever they receive help and services, lots of times they are able to get back on their feet and contribute to their communities again. So this is no excuse to say something so hateful toward the homeless. Homeless people have it bad enough without people who have it so good making it so much harder for them. And you know what? I'll bet you dollars to donuts. People like Shane Curry and like this Land Park Society woman, I'll bet you dollars to donuts. If you ask them, they probably consider themselves to be Christians, And the other thing you know about people who talk like this is more often than not, they're going to be Trump supporter types who love to wave their Bibles around and wrap themselves in the American flag or the Confederate flag or both for that matter. So I have one question for these two individuals and people who think like them. If you believe in the teachings of Jesus, what do you think Jesus would have to say about how you're treating the homeless? Because Jesus was known for saying something just a little bit different. He was known for saying, "That which you do unto the least of my children, you do unto me." Remember how Jesus used to rebuke the greedy temple hypocrites for behaving like the opposite of God's love? So I'll tell you what Jesus would say if he were here. Jesus would say, people like Mr. Shane Curry and the Land Park Society bitches are actually the true undesirables in our community. Stick around, we got a great show, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for tuning into the program. I'm Connie Bryan and you're watching The Connie Bryan Show. Well, at the top of the program, I always like to welcome our viewers and our growing network. So first of all, I want to welcome, of course, our local Sacramento viewers and our local Davis viewers, our sister city right next door. Thanks so much for tuning into the program. Also, big welcome to our Santa Barbara viewers. Some of you might remember me from back when I started this program in Santa Barbara in 2003. So welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. Also, we want to welcome our Pasadena viewers down in the LA area. We're so excited to have you with us. Thanks for tuning in. And we've picked up a couple of cable access centers outside of the state of California, so I want to also welcome our Washington, D.C. viewers, DC TV, welcome to the program, and also our Denver viewers. Thanks so much, all of you, for tuning into the show. Now, this is the part of the program that I always like to kind of catch you up on some stories I've been keeping up with in the news from our local newspaper, the Sacramento Bee. So let's just get started with that. Take a look at this story here by Jesse Holland of the Associated Press. And it's entitled, Obama Surprises Students with Visit to D.C. School. Former President Barack Obama shocked students at a Washington, D.C. school Friday by popping in to give them encouragement at the beginning of the new year. He said, "I do believe that most of the problems we have are going to be solved by you." He told this to a group of students from McKinley Technology High School. To which the surprised students responded in the same dismayed way that the rest of us did when we read the story in the paper. "We love you, President Obama, we really do, but with all due respect, what the hell are you talking about, man? The biggest problems America faces? We're all counting on Special Prosecutor Mueller to solve those problems right now." You know, because you realize the kids were probably thinking, you realize we're only 16 years old, right? I mean, the planet is going to be a nuclear wasteland if you're planning on waiting 10 or 15 years for us to grow up to solve the problem. All right, take a look at this story here by Anita Kumar and William Douglas of the McClatchy Washington Bureau, entitled White House Scales Back Historically Black College and University Caucus Event. The White House drastically scaled back its recent annual Black College Presidents event. The reason? Because they were more concerned about possible student protests outside the White House during the event due to Trump's much maligned race-baiting comments this summer in the fatal events of Charlottesville, Virginia, when he specifically sought to give cover to those on the side of the white supremacists, saying that they were fine people on all sides. Remember that? So after making such ignorant, irresponsible comments, the Black College President's Summit was hugely scaled back by Trump in order to deny the black college students any such opportunity to demonstrate, and to only include an elite select list of invited guests and black college presidents that would be allowed to attend. Trump said, look, we're being completely fair to good people on all sides here. Sure, we scaled back the Black College President event, but we also scaled back the related American Heritage Cross burning, which was happening on the same day on the White House front lawn. So in all fairness, that event will also be scaled back to a smaller number of fine people. Instead of burning the whole cross, though, on the front lawn, they will have maybe 10 or 12 burning torches celebrating our sacred American heritage in the Rose Garden. So something for fine people on all sides. Take a look at this story by John Locker and John Rogers out of the Associated Press. Company plans to turn desert town into pot paradise. The company, American Green, has announced it is buying the entire small town of Nipton, California, with plans to transform the town into an energy-independent, cannabis-friendly hospitality destination. When one local libertarian resident was asked what they thought of American Green's plans to turn his town of Nipton into Dopton, he said, I kind of have mixed feelings as a libertarian myself. I guess it's going to be rad and all, but realistically, a hospitality destination? Do you want hospitality when you go to the DMV, or you just want to get in and out fast? You think the DMV in Nipton is slow now. Just wait. And we just got a Starbucks, darn it. I mean, do you want pot town hospitality, or do you want your triple mocha latte in under 20 minutes? Honestly, in a town of dopers, you're gonna have to leave town to get anything accomplished. And don't even think about going to the new Nipton Home Depot to get some lumber cut. I mean, employees are gonna be cutting off their fingers on the darn saw blade. The Home Depot customer service employees will be wandering around the store more lost than the customers who are asking for help. Excuse me, which way to the metal piping? Dude, I got your metal piping right here. Alright, take a look at this story here. Kind of creepy. Look at this. Oh my god, snakes. I mean, they just creep me out. This story by Alexandra Yoon Hendricks of the Sacramento Bee. Snakes, scorpion, and other creatures on display in San Jose. This is a classic example of the huge ignorance, I will just say right now. This is going to be ignorance on the left, all right? This is not going to be the kind of ignorance you find on the right. We talk a lot about the dangerous ignorance displayed on the right with Trump supporters, you know, but the left has its own problems too, and I guarantee you, the parents who thought this was a great Facebook photo op, I guarantee you they're going to be dope-smoking liberals, not conservatives. It's pretty sad when the 10-foot-long man-eating Burmese python, you know, is asked to be the only adult in the freaking room. Right now, the snake is thinking, all right, ordinarily you'd already be in my tummy by now, but if your parents are this stupid and expect me to let them take my picture without eating you, then you better at least rub my tummy. Rub my tummy, damn it! Hey kid, get your mom to come over here and join us for a selfie. Because at the very least, I'm gonna snack on her Paris Hilton purse poodle. Alright, take a look at this story here. By Caitlin Dewey of the Washington Post. Entitled, Consumers Loved the Idea of All-Natural Cereal Until Trix Lost Its Neon Colors. Cereal maker General Mills announced recently that it would reintroduce the 63-year-old discontinued version of its popular cereal Trix, complete with the neon bright artificial colors that it had removed 2 years ago. A spokesman for Trix told the Associated Press, "Look, we've heard from many of our Trix fans that they have really missed the artificial nostalgic taste." The nostalgic taste is what he's going with. And the bright, hard to identify on the color spectrum, vibrant colors of the classic Trix cereal. So, classic Trix have now been placed back on supermarket shelves already this fall. But to show they're not ignoring concerned parents and children's health groups about this, General Mills has come up with what they believe is a fair compromise. Instead of continuing to target children with their famous slogan for Trix cereal, remember their famous slogan was, "Silly rabbit, Trix are for kids." Well, they're going to update that slogan now to the more accurate, "Silly rabbit, Trix are for kidney failure." Alright, take a look at this story here. By Christian Davenport of the Washington Post. Musk plans global flights in under an hour in rocket ship. For years, Elon Musk, founder of SpaceX, has been focused on building a colony on Mars. Did you know that? In his recent speech in Australia, he announced the next rocket he's building, and I'm not making this up. He actually really named it the BFR, which stands for, okay, wait for it, Big F***ing Rocket. Designed to take people to the moon and fly them around the globe. Question for Elon, what people are you talking about? Because, I mean, are you talking about BFIs, you know, big f***ing idiots? The article goes on to remind the reader that a year ago, Elon revealed a behemoth of a rocket ship that was so ambitious, critics said he was detached from reality. And this is Elon's new revised plan, his more reasonable plan. But he couldn't come up with a more reasonable, professional-sounding name than Big Effing Rocket. He's quoted saying, "If we're building this thing to go to the moon, why not go other places as well?" Why? I don't know. How about because we'd probably have a 1 in 5 chance of dying in a BFE? A big effing explosion. Wait, I forgot. With that doper name you came up with for it, it's probably more like a 4 in 5 chance of exploding. He's trying hard to find investors, which is no big surprise, right? Really hard. He's trying so hard to find investors to pay for the BFR, the big effing rocket. That's because word on Wall Street is that investors are hung up on the one question I mentioned before: how many suicidal BFIs, big effing idiots, can they find to pay for a ticket? And last but not least, take a look at this story. This is what I spoke about during the opening monologue. I'm going to return to it now. This story by Ryan Lillis, entitled "Facebook Group Pushes City to Roust the Homeless." It says, the blocks around Broadway and the elevated freeway south of downtown Sacramento have increasingly become a refuge for homeless people, and that has led some residents of the nearby Land Park neighborhood to organize, armed with their cell phone cameras and a direct line to City Hall. The Facebook page, which is called Land Park Society, its members are encouraged on the page to post daily pictures and video of the homeless and call the city's non-emergency line to report them. In the article, the lady says her cell phone video campaign is working very well, citing the fact that since posting her complaints, areas under some of the freeway overpasses have already been targeted by authorities, and a nearby gas station has stopped allowing homeless to use the bathroom. People love to go off on the homeless for peeing and pooping in the park, and yet we ban them from using a gas station bathroom? This is crazy. And gas stations never clean their bathrooms. They're filthy long before the homeless ever end up using them. I think the homeless might be the only people who ever even clean up a gas station bathroom, and that's just so they can use it. So let them use the freaking AM PM if they have the guts and they're brave enough to do it. But this lady who created this Facebook group, Land Park Society, is actually quoted in the article in the Sacramento Bee saying, "It's not up to us to come up with solutions and take care of it ourselves." There's a name for people who act like this, and I just got to say, I damn sure wouldn't want to be in her shoes if there is any kind of judgment day, or a day of reckoning to account for your life when our life is over. So, she kind of inspired me. I'd like to play my newest song for you. And this is going to be to the tune of the Red Hot Chili Peppers' big hit, Under the Bridge Downtown. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city of trees, the city I live in. But she climbs up in them, pointing her cell phone at me. And I don't ever wanna feel like she made me feel that day. Take me to the place I love, someplace where I can stay. But please, please keep that bitch away, far away from behind the Circle K. Yeah, under the bridge downtown, I tried to rest a bit, but the Land Park bitch downtown, she just had to be a dick. Under the bridge downtown, I tried to pitch my tent, but the Land Park bitch downtown, she just likes to be a dick. And it ain't like we're sleeping on her lawn, and she's hunting us at the freaking crack of dawn. And I don't ever wanna feel like she made me feel that day. Take me to a place of love, someplace where I can stay. She woke me up It almost stopped my heart. She was trying to repo my Walmart shopping cart. Yeah, on the bridge downtown, I tried to rest a bit, but the land park bitch downtown, she just had to be a dip under the bridge downtown. I tried to pitch my tent, but the land park bitch downtown, she just had to be a dick. Land park bitch just likes to be a dick. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of trees. But she climbs up in them, pointing her cell phone at me. Thanks for tuning into the program. Stick around, we got a great show. I'm going to take you out on the streets to talk to the homeless right now and hear from them directly what they feel they need from us. Stick around, it's pretty compelling. You're going to like it. Hey there, what's your name?
Christy.
Hey, Christy. Are you on the street in Sacramento right now?
Yeah.
Okay. And just for our viewers, could you share a little bit from your perspective what it is you might benefit from, you know, services-wise for the homeless that would really help?
Showers.
Just in a word, right? Showers.
And a place to stay that would accept animals.
Oh yes, this would be.
Blue. That's blue.
Hi, Blue.
Because most shelters don't accept animals.
It's a little bit low lighting here, but I think we can see him.
And I could never go without him.
It's dangerous from time to time. It's cold. We have very little resources. Everyone knows we're out here, but they don't really care to do anything about it. Not that it's their job. But,
yeah.
You know, they give us a lot of heartache.
How long have you been homeless?
I've been homeless for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Would you want to share anything that might have led to that?
Drugs.
Drugs?
I used to do a lot of methamphetamine.
Methamphetamines?
Yeah, and I stopped.
So you got help for that, or?
Actually, no, I just
Did it on your own?
Yeah, I lost everything. Lost all my cars, my boat, my house, my wife. I had all that. I had a good job, and basically I gave it all up for methamphetamine.
For methamphetamine?
And now I have congestive heart failure, and I'm homeless.
Even down here, I'll walk by somebody and say good morning or good afternoon, and they won't say nothing. And that's I think that's the most.
They act like you're not even here?
Yeah, that's the most disrespectful thing ever.
How would you feel about if the city would prioritize a tent, not necessarily call it a tent city, but like a safe zone? You're calling it a community.
Yeah.
I like that, because
to where we can come and, you know what I mean, have somewhere to sleep and
belong.
As long as you know what I mean, it's policed correctly, and then people are not committing crimes and hurting people. I think that's.
And you would find that to be a big support.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice, you know, but it's something that would have to be kind of monitored in terms of like for safety and stuff like that.
Like security,
because, but not overbearing security.
Right. So you'd have your
part of the problem out here is security. Just a lot of heroes out there that want to prevent us from getting some of the things that we need, like water or food, for example.
We need access to computers. You know, if you don't have an access to a computer to do a job application nowadays.
So you don't know where you can go to.
That everything's online nowadays. There's not many paper applications.
So more awareness for you about where you could go to even apply.
Like, even places that do that for, you know, because like if you go somewhere, usually they'll kick you off.
What about the library?
The library would be a good place, you know, but maybe closer places than just the library. That's one place, you know, that would encourage kids to do it. Like maybe at the camp, they would have designated places for that.
Yes.
And maybe bikes, you know, bike shop there at the camp
At
too.
like a tent city.
Yeah,
where
at the tent
certain
city for
social
like,
services like that.
Social services, and there's everything right there for them already.
Exactly.
Would encourage them even more.
That would help you a lot.
To help to do it, you know, and they really need a push, you know, like that's one thing too. You know, a lot of people out here have nobody. And if someone was there to help them and it would be there right in their face, they'd be more encouraged to do it.
And Travis, I understand you actually are part of the group that likes to find some security underneath the overpass here near Land Park.
Yes.
And lately we've been hearing Land Park Facebook group trying to give you guys some difficulty.
Yeah, so I'm one of the lanes, ones that hangs out over there, and it's an area that, you know, provides us a, you know, security, you know, from the outsiders.
So you prefer to be under the overpass there in the evening, and it's for you kind of have numbers to keep you.
Prefer to be, you know, in a house or an apartment or etc.
What would help me is if it was an easier process and I guess more beneficial process. Right now, I don't even have a blanket for tonight.
A blanket?
Yeah.
And so it gets pretty cold, and you're challenged in trying to stay warm throughout the night.
But we definitely caused a lot of our scrutinization, but there's people that are trying to fix it. They're trying to change it to where, you know, I mean, people do clean up after themselves and use the bathroom in a correct place, or try to ask to use the bathroom in a correct place. I mean, I understand the feces and urine about here. That's not good. That's not a good thing. So try to find a bathroom and do our thing there. But I believe a community would be a positive thing, a positive impact.
What happens is it's a tidal wave. One thing happens after another.
On the street.
Yeah, you're kicked out from one place, and then maybe all your stuff gets stolen, and then maybe.
Has that happened to you already?
I was robbed 9 times in June. And it's one thing after another, and you get into a rut, and you get into, okay, what next? And it kind of brings you down, you know?
Right.
And you kind of can't get out of it.
Okay.
And
what about, you have any family that you can reach out to? Is that a struggle?
I don't have much family.
You're not going to freeze tonight, my friend. That's going to help you keep warm. All right. You got it. My pleasure.